Hello, Stacy Blender Tutorials, and today we're going to finish the little set of tutorials that we have had on the complex Minecraft block. So this is where we left last time. We have the displacements all set up on our block, and we're ready to set up materials. So we are in the Blender render, and we're going to set it up for Blender Internal and for Cycles. So open the node editor, and we'll call this the material on this stone, and we will use the nodes. So we'll select our stone material. To get more of a Minecraft world appearance through the Minecraft render, you can turn off the specular, and this will give a rather good appearance for this. Now we can add the input texture for the color, and we'll need a texture for this. We could use the stone displacement, but I'm going to show you how to use how to set up the texture. So what we'll do is we'll just create another one. So we'll do stone, and for this we will use the image text. This is just the texture preview. Colors has the image set up. Basically, by doing this, I copied it. sRGB alpha. I'm going to turn on. We're in Blender Internal, so I can go to the texture to see it. If you turn on interpolation for the color, well, it's not going to show it to us here, but it will basically look like if the bitmaps were turned on. So go to User Preferences, System, we can turn on the bitmaps, and here you can see when it's on, and it actually causes a fade effect, almost like if you baked subsurface scattering. I actually like the way this appears. It smooths the hard color on the edges. Let me show you what that was with the bitmaps. So you can see where the textures are stretched on the borders. So it smooths those out, which looks a little nicer. So I'm going to actually use interpolation for the color, not for the displacement, but for the color. And this is an advantage of having different textures set up for the material versus the displacement, is you can do changes like this. Okay, so that looks good. I'll select that texture in my material. I will need my UV map, so that comes from the geometry node for the Blender Internal. And now the Blender Internal material is set up. But now let's go on to Cycles. So I guess I can do a test render. It's not going to look like much, but you can see it. Let me add a little light into the world. There, so you can see it looks good. And if you have bitmapping turned on, or turned off rather, you can see that the colors are crisp here, but in the renders, because I had the interpolation mode set, you can see it, that it's smoothed here. Actually looks like it's causing me some problems on the edge. Okay, good. We're Blender render material. Okay, where is the at the image mapping extend. Let's do the clip. There we go. And now it's not messing up around the edges with the interpolation mode. So now let's go into Blender Cycles render, and we'll have to add our material output node. We'll do one that looks, if you want it to look like the Blender internal, then you'll want to use a diffuse shader. We'll turn this to material, and then we'll have to add our texture, image texture. We'll select the image. If we want it to interpolate, this is the interpolation, so linear or closest would be the non-interpolated. So I can choose closest. Let me add the input texture coordinate, not texture coordinate, input UV map. And this is just to be explicit. I don't have to because I only have one UV map. But if I render this, let me go to the world and brighten this up as well. You can see that the textures are hard because I have the closest, and if I set it to linear, it's smooth. So that's the texture mapping. Now if I wanted to do something more photorealistic or physically based to leverage cycles, then what I could do is I could add the principled shader. And then I can the roughness is at 0.5, that's about right. Yep, so these look good. So now you can see just the difference between these. So this is the principled shader, and this is the diffuse. So you can't see too much here because I don't have the direct lights set up. But one will have glossy, there you see it, has a glossy component, where the diffuse does not. So again, the diffuse will look more like the Minecraft render. I will actually use the principled though because it looks nicer to leverage the cycles ray tracing. So that's it. That's how you set up the materials, and now you have a nice Minecraft block for building your sets, which is where we'll be going next. If you like this, please like the video, share it so other people can see it. Please subscribe. I have more videos coming. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye.